Welcome back, everybody. Ready for another deep dive? Today, we're exploring something a little different.
A little out there, you might say.
Yeah, a little out there. We're going to be looking at astrology, specifically the link between Gemini traits and good writing.
Always up for a good astrological deep dive.
Plus, like always, check out the description below. We've got some offers down there that you do not want to miss.
Definitely worth a look.
So, Gemini.
Yeah.
Air sign, known for communication. Makes sense, right?
Makes total sense. And in astrology, you've got the different houses, like the third house. That's all about communication too.
Really? So like double communication power for Geminis.
Exactly. It rules things like thinking, learning, sharing ideas, how we express ourselves, all that good stuff. And guess what rules the third house?
Gemini.
Bingo. So we're not just talking about predicting the future here.
No, definitely not.
More like, can the personality traits we associate with Gemini tell us something about writing strengths?
And weaknesses, maybe.
Could be insightful, right? Even if you think horoscopes are,
a bunch of baloney.
Yeah, exactly. A bunch of baloney.
So, classic Gemini traits. What are we talking about here?
Quick thinkers, always got a million ideas, can see all sides of an issue, pretty useful for arguments.
So, wait, are you saying Geminis are like naturally good at writing?
They've got the potential, for sure. Think about it. Turning thoughts into words, that's a Gemini strength.
Okay, yeah. Makes sense.
And they're curious, naturally curious.
Right, always learning new stuff.
Exactly. Means they have a lot to draw on when they write,
So picture this, a Gemini switching between writing a formal email, then crafting a hilarious tweet.
Boom, then knocking out a research paper. Versatility.
But there's gotta be a but.
Oh, there's always a but, right.
What's the downside?
That fast-moving mind can be hard to stay focused on one big project.
So they come up with a bunch of great ideas.
But actually finishing a piece of writing, different story.
Jumping from one thought to the next.
Exactly. And the final product can be a bit messy because of it.
Yeah, I can see that. So what's the solution? If you're a Gemini writer, how do you deal with that?
Well, according to what we've been looking at, it comes down to a few things. Discipline, first off. Being intentional.
Okay, yeah. Setting goals, sticking to a plan.
Right. Outlining can be a lifesaver.
Organize those thoughts.
And deadlines. Those are crucial. Geminis might need a little extra push to stay on track.
It's like giving that sports car some brakes.
Exactly. And practice. Regular writing practice makes a huge difference.
For anyone, really.
Absolutely. But for a Gemini especially, it helps build that focus muscle.
So it's not just about being born with a gift for words.
It's about self-awareness too. Figuring out, okay, what are my strengths? What trips me up?
And then what? You adjust your approach to writing based on that.
Exactly. You play to your strengths, find ways to work around your weaknesses. That's how you grow as a writer.
And isn't that something we all want? To get better at what we do.
Yeah.
It's like the sources we looked at. They emphasize this duality of Gemini.
Right. Geminis are talented with language. Like naturally.
Right. But they can also be easily distracted. Their energy gets scattered.
Exactly. So the big takeaway here is balance.
Find that balance. That reminds me of something. We talk a lot about tips for specific signs, but a lot of this stuff applies to all of us, right?
Oh, for sure. This isn't just a Gemini problem.
Yeah.
Lots of creative people struggle with structure,
So maybe there are lessons here for anyone who wants to improve their writing, regardless of their sign.
100%.
Okay, so let's bring this back to our listeners. Think about your own writing style.
Yeah, what resonates with you?
Do any of these Gemini traits sound familiar? Are you the kind of writer who can whip up a witty line in seconds? Or do you tend to get lost down rabbit holes of ideas?
What's your biggest strength when you sit down to write? And what's your biggest challenge?
And remember, no matter your sign or how talented you might be naturally, you can always get better.
Absolutely. Refining your process, figuring out what works for you, that's how you level up your writing game.
So much good stuff to think about. But hey, before we wrap up, don't forget those amazing offers we mentioned earlier.
Seriously, head down to the description and check them out. Might just find the perfect tool to help you become a better writer.
Thanks for joining us for this astrological deep dive. Until next time, keep those words flowing.